So today, middle-income countries face both admiration, but actually at the same time, they are also facing new challenges. One can argue that rapidly developing middle-income countries are now victims of their own success. With development come new challenges. Problems that were not issue for country at lower levels of development now emerge as binding constraint for middle-income country. As middle-income country and BRICS has succeeded in recent years, the issue of development are still very, very real, but they are different. What are the challenges facing middle-income countries? To reach a high-income status, BRICS and other MICs must address economic, geographic, social transformation, and also equally important, accept the responsibility of their new status. Economically, countries such as my own, Indonesia, will need to move away from agriculture toward labor-intensive growth. But you can see that the dynamic among middle-income countries present a new opportunity. For example, with growth rate as well as wage rate in China rising, many middle-income countries, including Indonesia, could increasingly move into manufacturing. In fact, now China is actually quite systematically moving to many African countries. Also, middle-income countries need to move into higher value-adding manufacturing and services sectors. Just as, for example, Brazil has moved into aeronautical and India into IT sectors. What has been proven to be key in the need is the need to increase productivity. Research underway at the World Bank show that middle-income countries that transform themselves into higher-income country, or we can call it as the middle-income country escapees, did so in large part by increasing productivity of factor of production, that is land, labor, and capital. For them to be able to increase the productivity, this country must address investment constraints, including regulatory uncertainty, access to capital, employees, and land, and also to address poor infrastructure. They must also further integrate into international commerce. I give you one example. Indonesia artificial fiber is now sent to China for processing before being re-imported again and used by Indonesian garment manufacturer. Not unsurprisingly, our research showed that middle-income country escapees have been those with the most open economies. Innovation will be key. Again, China provides a good example, having introduced a range of initiatives in establishing a research and development infrastructure, with their firm increasingly undertaking industry-specific research and development while linking to global network. Many middle-income countries will also have to exploit more of their natural resource. But to capitalize on mineral potential, that require better investment climate and good regulatory as well as enforcement framework. I have my own experience in dealing with Indonesia, which have a huge, rich natural resource. It's not always actually a guarantee to become a blessing. It could become a curse for a country. Related large countries such as BRICS, they need to think about smart growth, which is in today's world, is actually revert to the green growth. We cannot actually sustain the growth of 30 years of China with 10% growth with the same growth pattern, in which the consumption of energy as well as natural resources will not be sustainable and becoming too polluted. They need to redesign the growth to become low pollution, energy efficient, as well as creating a competitive advantage in the sunrise industry.